Looking to sell your car quickly and for top dollar? At buyyourcars.net, we make it easy. Whether your vehicle is new, used, or even damaged, we'll buy it in any condition. Fast offers, quick cash, and hassle-free transactions. What more could you ask for? Just visit buyyourcars.net, enter your vehicle information, and get a fast offer within minutes. Ready to sell? Call us today at 770-815-0342 or fill out the contact form at buyyourcars.net. Get cash fast for your car the easy way. Buyyourcars.net. Selling your car has never been easier.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Alan from Stone Whiskey, and you're watching CMS TV.
Probably the size of the crowd that they normally draw as well. That's Legions of Doom here with all good things. I think that's the name of the song.
I see exactly why you picked that, and an excellent segue. Nice job.
Why? I'm glad you did.
Well, dude, you said it's Legions of Doom or whatever, and we're talking wrestling. So there we go.
We are going to talk wrestling. We're definitely going to talk some wrestling here. It is the Classic Metal Show right here on CMSPN.com.
That video is going to look awesome with me smashing some string cheese. I didn't know I was on camera. I'm sitting there like mowing.
That's fine. That's fine. I know. I was racing in here. I was racing in here myself, trying to get a beer before I came in here. Oh my God.
Got a little bit of spooky tooth fatheads and a little bit of bourbon over here. So
nice. Neely is at a show. Where do you think Neely is, Mike?
Yeah.
If you had to take one guess in the entire world where Neely might be, what would you guess? That is like a question that should not even be answered on or asked on this show anymore. If Neely's not here, assume that it starts with Don and ends with Dokken. Because 99% of the time, you will be right.
Right.
He is with Don, and I would have swore he said Vegas, but I saw video, some really rank video of Don in Texas. And I was just like, oh, boy, Neely's he's testing those earplugs tonight. But we will talk some Dokken here later. Not right now. Right now, that was Legions of Doom, which features Carl Legel from COC on vocals there. Just a band. I interviewed Ron Holzner of the band, and you want to talk about a weird band, dude? And I know you know nothing about this, but so you have this band Legions of Doom, which is also the guys that are the band The Skull.
Okay.
And they wrote songs with Eric Wagner, who was in The Skull and also in Trouble, the band Trouble. And most of these guys are also in the band Trouble. So I don't know why they have all these bands. I don't know how one is different from the other, but apparently one is different from the other, and Legions of Doom is kick-ass, and if you like that kind of desert rock type of a thing, it is definitely worth checking out. So,
sounded good to me.
Yeah, it's good stuff there. I don't actually remember what else we played. I know we played something from Airborne, and I don't remember what the other song was. Who gives a fuck? You heard it, you didn't.
Dude, it was 5150. It was a 4K, an upgraded version of 5150 from the fucking amazing Live Without a Net release. So there.
Yeah, that was pretty solid, right?
Oh, dude. Live Without a Net is fucking untouchably great.
Yeah, it is. Great set. I love that shit. But one thing that I know both of us love, wrestling, and then wrestling. That being said, I am not real happy with the direction wrestling is going in these days. I am very, very not happy. And when I say I'm not happy with it, I'm not happy with a lot of it.
Okay.
We will talk about the Mr. McMahon because that was the one homework piece that I gave you to do. I'm not happy about that, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But before we talk about that, I want to talk about, well, let's talk about some other wrestling stuff. Let's start with AEW because I don't have as much problem with that, but dude, they are a fucking sinking ship and I hate it. They are going the way of WCW.
Oh.
Just signing all of Vince's cast-offs and no storytelling anymore. It's all just about matches. The storylines are few and far between. And now they're starting to do the bullshit that Vince has done for years. Are you familiar with the tag team, the Lucha Brothers?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the Lucha Brothers, they're a tag team, really. Ultimately, they're a tag team. And as a tag team, you know,
they're shitting on backstage talent?
No.
Oh, sorry.
No, not that kind of
Vince.
team.
Yeah, sorry. My bad.
We're not to Vince yet. But as a tag team, they came into AEW. They were AEW originals. They've decided to leave. They did it honorably. They just didn't re-sign a contract. Mm-hmm. You know, they took the offer. They didn't like it, and they went and they signed with WWE, which should, in theory, be fair. I would think. Mm-hmm. I would think that would be fair enough. But no. Fucking Tony Khan, the owner of AEW, since Penta, one of the two, or Ray Phoenix rather, was hurt during some of the time, mm-hmm. They're adding a year to his contract. Even though his brother is already signed and they are a tag team. So he's basically adding a year to his contract to fuck the WWE. And fuck those guys, because what can they do?
Yeah.
So in theory, you're gonna get Penta's gonna go to WWE as a singles guy, and he might make some traction as a singles guy, at which point then they bring in the brother. And what are they gonna do with the brother in AEW? They're gonna job him out to everybody.
Yeah.
He's gonna come in and just lay down for every new talent that comes in. It's just that is a shitty business. If I got anything from the Mr. McMahon documentary, the wrestling business is like The Sopranos. Every single person is hateable.
Yeah.
There's not one likable person in WWE or in wrestling, is there?
The Rock.
Even he has his issues. I mean, he's not exactly beloved by everybody either. I mean, the fans love him, but backstage there's a lot of shit about him with his nepotism and everything else, that.
Yeah, it's true.
And that when he got famous, he fucking aborted mission and left. And,
right.
I mean, he's done some shit. So these guys are really fucking scumbags. Now, on to why I am most annoyed with these scumbags. Because this is a scummy move. We as fans, and jump in anywhere you want, man. Sure. We as fans have always known that they were kind of scumbags, but we didn't care because we liked the entertainment, yes?
100%.
And wrestling has always been a thing that you could kind of afford to do. You know what I mean? Like, if wrestling came to the wherever, you could go. And it was, $20-$30. You could go. You could have a good time, right?
Yep.
Look at this bullshit. So they announced WrestleMania this week. It's going to be in at Allegiant Stadium in Vegas. Look at this fucking shit. I can't believe it. I'm so angry about this. Where is it? Why is this not showing up? Hold on. Why is
it's like the first weekend in April or something again?
April 19th and 20th.
Ooh, it's a little bit later. Okay.
Yeah, April 19th and 20th.
By the way, I do have to say that the whole 2 days of WrestleMania thing is just stupid.
I hate that too because, I mean, I thought they did well with it last year, but there's just not that much to. The bottom line is what used to make WrestleMania great was it was the best of the best.
Yep.
Now it's just, we got to get 14 matches out of it, which means we're getting 28 guys, which means it's not the best of the best anymore.
Well, and they add shit like a week or two ahead of time. Like that's not cool.
Yeah, no.
I mean, you and I grew up in the era of like the original WrestleManias. Like the very first WrestleMania that I really remember giving a shit about, and I was watching it a couple years before that, but was WrestleMania 3. And it was an entire year of the Hogan Andre build up, and you're like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like I watched that shit scrambled. Like it was fucking Skinamax, dude. Like I was watching that shit scramble, just listening to the audio.
Yeah, just to hear if he could slam him and beat on.
Yeah, yeah. And it was like you got a whole year of build up. You're waiting for this huge pay. Now it's like 4 days before WrestleMania. Oh, here comes fucking Dickhead 1 versus Dickhead 2.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're supposed to care. Like who the fuck cares? That's like a house show match.
Yeah, and for the weeks before it, it's here they are in a tag match, and here they are in a strap match and a no holds barred, and we're gonna solve this in a ladder match at WrestleMania. It's like get the fuck out of here with this shit.
Right.
But I'll tell you what, I sure as fuck can't afford to go anymore. Look at this shit. Ringside seats for WrestleMania, $50,000 each night.
Wow.
50 grand. 30 grand to sit in rows 2 and 3.
Now, are we sure that that's like face value, or is this just some asshole reselling? Because that's a big deal, right? You know the whole ticket thing.
It's and I'm not sure of it, but I know this. I know at last year's WrestleMania, because me and Neely pulled this up at one point. We went to the food thing, and somebody posted the food shit up there. And to get a hamburger and fries and a Coke was like $45. Was fucking ridiculous.
Fucking unbelievable.
They signed with TKO. They signed this big deal, and now they're just, and it's not just WrestleMania. I'm not bringing this up because it's just WrestleMania. It makes me really sickened that it is WrestleMania. Not that I was going to go anyway, but it's the same reason I didn't go to SummerSlam that was here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tickets for SummerSlam to sit in average seats were $400.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. As a season ticket holder for the Browns, I got an email ahead of time, and if I remember right, if you really jumped on it, some decent seats were like 300, and that was like close to like the ramp and all that kind of shit, so you could actually see the wrestlers and stuff. But I mean, I gotta be honest, man. I mean, for $300 or $400 to see an event like that, I don't mind that. I don't think it's a big deal, dude. I just spent really glad my wife doesn't pay attention to this show. I just spent $600 on a pair of front row tickets at Radio City Music Hall to see Dream Theater. We're
dumb.
Well, go fuck yourself. By the way, someone was saying best guitar album of 2009 was La Raza by Armored Saint. No, it was Black Clouds and Silver Linings by Dream Theater.
Yeah,
anyway,
no, heard that.
Yeah, that's okay. I didn't type it in the chat. But anyways, so yeah, it's like, I don't mind that because it's at like a legendary venue. I'm right up close. I mean, so that's cool. So I don't mind that. And I guess $300 or $400 for SummerSlam for an event like that, like the second biggest thing. I mean, that's just the way things are going. But when you're talking about other shit, like shows that are like, for nosebleeds, like I mean, obviously this 50,000 and 30,000 that you got on the screen, there's no way that's face value. But I know that face value, like for SummerSlam, was over $1,000 for like ringside shit, and it's like, well, what is that? Like, who can afford that crap unless you got fuck you money?
And I mean, and it goes further than this. I know, here in Cleveland, they're talking about a new Browns stadium. Now you're a season ticket holder, and you've already told me you can't afford the season tickets if they build the new stadium.
Oh, there's not a chance.
And this is how many years have you been a season ticket holder?
Was
10,
right
15,
around.
20?
I think actually it's going on 15. I think this is our 15th year. Yeah.
So
because it was right when Steph and I
years.
met. Yeah.
Yeah. So 15 years season ticket holder, and you're being priced out for what? It's not because the product is so much better.
Yeah.
You're being priced out because they're building a new building. That's it. It's the only reason, because of greed.
Yep. The rich get richer, man. I mean,
and you're paying for it anyway with taxes and and everything else. So you're paying for a stadium that they're going to tell you you're not allowed to go in.
I know and that's the part that burns my ass is like I've been doing this for so long, you know, and not only, and you know this, not only am I paying for the tickets, but when you get there, I'm buying beers, I'm buying cheeseburgers, you know, merchandise. Like, I mean, the amount of money that
50 just to park if you drive down there.
Well, actually, I know a free lot that's a close walk.
So you're that guy.
I am that guy.
But if you were,
if I wasn't,
people,
yeah.
And
if you're talking
50 a hit,
yeah, and that's that's $400 a season.
Yeah.
Plus all the fucking merch and the food and everything. Yeah, I mean, and then when they built this fucking thing, I mean, exactly to your point, you know, I mean they raised our ticket prices 30% this year. So literally my monthly payment, because they make you do a monthly installment thing unless you pay in a chunk, which I don't do. It's like $368 a month.
Jesus.
And that was with and when this other, you know, when they build this fucking dome here, those ticket prices are going to go up maybe double, if not more. And I'm like, I can't do that shit. There's no way.
So answer me this question. How do you get $350 worth of value out of 2 games in October? How do you justify that in your head? That you're such a hardcore fan that you have to be there? Or do you really come out of it going, it was fucking fantastic to see Deshaun Watson throw for 160 yards?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Dog Pound Details.
Yeah, no shit.
It's because it's a monthly payment. To me, it's just like another bill, like paying a credit card bill. And honestly, dude, like I've been watching the Browns since January of '86. I mean, I haven't missed a single regular season or playoff kickoff.
Sure.
You know, since then. So to me, it's like it's ingrained in me. It's a family thing that, you know, my grandpa and my uncle, you know, they were like, dude, we're Browns fans, you know? And so it's just what I do. And so I never really think about it. I will say, and this is, you know, going to sound stupid, but I do think about it when they start really playing like shit. And I have been caught on camera a couple times, actually, marching up the street from the stadium screaming, what the fuck? I spent all this fucking money for this fucking bullshit. Like, so, well, and honestly, dude, the reason I keep doing it, like, again, not to be a fag, dude, it's a awesome, like Steph, you know, she loves the Browns like I do. And it's a fucking awesome time for us to both go and fucking just nerd out on the Browns and shit. And
I get all that, but at the same time, and again, I'm playing devil's advocate as somebody that will not pay that. Yeah. To me, what I pay to watch it at home is enough.
Yeah.
Which is nothing, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and dude, to your point though, dude, when they raised the prices this year, she and I had a serious talk. And it was led by her, and she loves going to all about.
I've been with her.
She's like, I don't want to this is ridiculous. This price is getting ridiculous. And even I was like, eh. And I said, we'll do it one more season. Let's see what happens next year. But when these prices go up, she said, I will not even let you, even if you want to pay those prices for a dome. Fuck that. We ain't doing it. Like, it's not as much fun as we have. It's not worth it to her because that price is just, you know, outrageous.
Well, and the thing that's got to be, and again, this is what grates me the most is you are a loyal person to this team. Yeah. And they just don't give a fuck. They're like, okay, we know you're stupid. That's how they treat you. They treat you like, we know you're stupid and you'll keep spending the money.
Yep.
And that's shitty. That is so beyond shitty, man.
But that's with everything, though.
I know.
mean, let's face at the core of everything, they're running a fucking business. I mean, why do you think that? I mean, quick little comment that's specific only to us. But why do you think they're still running fucking Deshaun Watson's rapist ass out there? Because they spent $250 million on him. They're like, fuck you, dude. We're gonna throw you out there until your fucking legs fall off.
Dead. Exactly.
Yeah, they don't. It's a fucking business. I'm nothing more than a means to an end. No,
you're an ATM machine to them.
Exactly.
You are a transaction. That's what you are.
But to the point that you always make, dude, I just want entertainment. Yeah. I don't need these. So I'm entertained. So fucking I'll do it. But yeah, I mean, none of them care, dude.
And here's where it gets into my head. It gets into my head when you call me in the middle of the third quarter during a game, and you'll be like, hey man, what are you doing? I'll be like, I'm watching the game. And you'll be like, me and Steph are going over to Christie's right now if you want to come over, you know, and that's in the middle of the game. You're so done with the fucking team that you're running to the tit bar.
Yep.
And it's like, all right, so you're spending $300 a month, so $350. So you're spending $175 plus parking, plus food and whatever. You're spending $250 to be there. And they're playing to the level that you're ready to go and spend another $150 at the tit bar because that's more entertaining than what you already paid for.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Yeah. Dude, a couple seasons ago, it was a few years ago at this point, but we literally went to 2.5 games. We paid the entire season, and we basically I was like, fuck this, dude. I am so over this sucky shit. But the next, I was like, we're not doing this next year. It was one of my public fits walking down the street, like, fuck this. And then the renewal came, and I was watching Browns highlight videos. I'm like, take my money. Fuck yeah, go Browns. I'm that guy, dude. I'm a total shill. I wish I wasn't, but I am.
You are a homer.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm exactly the person that you're talking about that gets sucked in by this shit, dude.
See, and I am so now, I have gotten to the point now where I don't want to go to anything. I just don't want to go. Like, it has to be at the Roxino for me to even consider it.
Right.
Because I know it's close. I know the parking's free. I know that I can get in and out of there with a ticket for $100. Because that's kind of where my and maybe this is wrong, but that's where my entertainment dollar is. $100 is worth an evening of entertainment for me.
Right.
You spending, what you say, $600 or whatever on Dream Theater tickets?
Yeah.
Plus you got to drive. Are you driving or flying?
It's going to be, dude, there's 5 of us going. It's going to be way cheaper to drive. Yeah.
So $300 in gas. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then the hotel room.
Hotel room is going to be in Manhattan. That's going to be $500 a night.
Actually, it's more affordable than you would think, but I get where you're going. So
yeah, I mean, you're looking at thousands of dollars for one night, for 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
$500 an hour. No, $1,000 an hour.
Right. But see, the Dream Theater thing is different because I know exactly what I'm getting. Like, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to have a fucking kick-ass time. And especially going with Dominic, my stepson, dude. Like, it's like it's a fucking kind of a guy's night out, and especially doing the Dream Theater podcast. Like, I'm actually going to meet up with people that actually watch my dumb show or listen to it. So, it's an experience. And like you and I have talked about so many times, like you and I are both like exactly the same in terms of we would rather spend our money on going and doing something and having an experience rather than buying a thing that'll just sit on the shelf or something.
Right.
So, that money to me is worth it, and, it makes me stupid being a Browns fan because I don't know what I'm going to get. I spend the money every year, but I'm going to get fucking disappointed time after time, and yet I still do it. Like, so I don't mind, the Dream Theater thing because I know I'm going to go see a fucking band I love. It's going to be a kick-ass set list. It's at a fucking world-class venue. It's like, my stepson gets to see Radio City Music Hall. My family gets to go to New York City. So that money, to me, is well spent.
Right.
Whereas the sports thing, I mean, you're exactly right. Like, it's basically just wiping your ass with $100 bills,
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's why I know I share this with you all the time, and I share it with the audience too. It's why I'm starting to get into some other shit. Like, I'm totally into this bare-knuckle fighting. I love it.
Yes.
I love it. It's brutal. It's also cheap because it's new. So if it comes to Cleveland, you better bet your ass I will be sitting right now next to the Trigon.
I'm going with you.
It's so fun. And what do you think it costs? $20? Wouldn't it be worth $20 to see 20 guys try to murder each other?
Dude, and it's going to be in like a VFW hall.
Yeah.
Like indie wrestling or something, and these guys just making nothing. Like, if you handed them a cheeseburger, it'd be like, that would be like their pay for the night. Like, fuck yeah, thanks for feeding me, bro. And it coming out of my $50 that I'm making.
but it is, I love that kind of stuff. I've really gotten into that. I've gotten into the other one, the BKFC, the bare knuckle fighting championship. There's actually two federations of this shit. But I love it. I watch it. I literally watched BYB all day today, bare knuckle, which is the one in the triangle.
Right.
I must have watched 8 hours of it today. And I can't tell you I can't tell you a single name of a fighter. I have no idea. I don't know any of these guys.
Right.
He's the guy that got all fucking bloodied up and cut up. That's what I know. That's the guy that got knocked. Dude, I watched one yesterday. A guy got knocked out in 5 fucking seconds. They rang the bell. The one guy came out and went, whoop, up, and the guy fucking fell right unconscious. Like he fell in a way that like his arm was hanging on the rope and he was out cold. I was like, damn.
Right. I just remember when you first told me about this like a couple months ago, and we were on the phone. And I looked it up as your top was like, oh, I found like best knockouts or something.
Yeah.
And right as I'm watching, I was like, oh shit, this guy got hit, and the dude just absolutely got clocked, and you see his tooth just go flying out of his face.
It's great.
Oh my god! I was like, god damn! Like,
yeah, it's so violent and so brutal.
See, that's the thing. You know, YouTube would shut you down, maybe. But man, if we pulled up like highlights of this shit, we just commentate on these fucking knockouts of this shit.
Let's do that right now. What the fuck?
There we go.
We ain't in any real mode.
Look at Lion's Eye in the chat. BKFC, the Burger King Football Championship.
Hey, make fun all you want. Make fun all you want. BKFC and BYB, far better.
Wait a minute.
Better than UFC.
Is that Kale McLeish? Is that Kale McLeish?
Might be. I don't know. Might be.
Oh my god! If that's Kale, I love you, man. Anyway, all right.
So let's watch these guys. Let's watch some. This is the BKFC. These are just highlights. These guys just fucking whomp each other. I love it.
Jesus!
Down goes Greg Hardy.
Bang! Fuck yeah! See?
Oh my god! Look at
who doesn't want to watch this? Why would you watch anything else sports-wise?
Oh my god!
Why would you watch the fucking Browns when you can watch this?
That's amazing.
And look at him. His eyes almost falling out. Covered with blood.
Oh,
this is the
God.
shit. Dude, I noticed they don't advertise it as much now, but they used to in every single fight or at the beginning of every single show, they would say, we're the only sport with a 90% knockout rate. 90%.
So you're the exact demographic that they're aiming for, is what you're telling me.
Yes. I am the guy that wants to see guys just murder each other in the ring. But this stuff, it's a slow progression. Like as a kid, I grew up loving boxing. Went to it all the time, my dad took me all the time to see boxing. Even in the military, I've told the story many times. I sat with Roy Jones Jr.'s dad in Seoul at the Olympics. And when he got fucked over, Roy Jones's dad started a fight and we all jumped in with him. It was great in the stands. I mean, it was a fucking thing. So I love boxing. But then the UFC came along, and I'm talking early UFC, not today's UFC, the kind where it was like, just beat the shit out of each other, and then if you win, you come back in 30 minutes and do it again with the next guy.
Hoist Gracie against a 450-pound fat guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I loved that.
Yep.
Loved that. And it made me forget about boxing. And then when UFC got organized, it made me forget about the other UFC.
Yep.
And now that we have this kind of just straight violence or power slap or whatever, it's making me forget about the UFC because this is more violent. At some point, I'm ready for just guys come in with swords and just kill each other.
Legalize murder.
I'm ready for the Roman, the Roman style. Just bring them in a ring and let them kill each other. One guy, the Spartacus type deal.
Are you not entertained?
Yes. Wouldn't that be? Tell me you wouldn't watch it.
I'm not going to lie. I would watch it.
You'd absolutely watch it. I mean, we would watch it. And this is as close to Spartacus era as we can get.
Yep.
Let's watch some more knockouts here.
Frazier looks like he's just waiting for that right hand. He's got it cocked and ready to go. Ready for that to explode.
Oh! Hand right lands.
Jesus.
Oh! Right hand. Down goes Terry Brazier for the second time in this fight.
And Brazier keeps standing there with that left hand down, and that's what happened right there. Got knocked out from it.
This fight is over. And
You got to remember, those are bare knuckles. There's no gloves here.
Yeah, I know. Dude, you know what they need to make this better though? They need the super slow-mo replays like UFC. Because in UFC, you know when you watch UFC and you're like, the guy goes down, like, it looks like he barely got hit. But then in between rounds, you see like the super slow-mo, you're like, oh God, he got destroyed. Like they need that in here so you can really see the knuckles just destroying the guy's jaw and shit. How do they not break their hands, by the way?
Well, some of them
Have you ever
do.
wondered that?
Dude, I watched one yesterday. Mark the Shark. I forget what his last name is, but I know he's known as Mark the Shark, and he was a champion at one point.
Right.
He got hit so hard in the ribs that his rib was sticking out, and he kept on fighting. And the other guy kept punching him in the rib and then shaking his hand because he was punching a sticking out rib. It was fucking crazy.
That's some Sabu like duct taping his tricep back on.
Yeah,
shit right
I love it. The worse, the better. If I had my way with this, they would find some way to put microphones in the tape. So that when you hear them crunch somebody in the face, you hear that. I would love that, man. That would be so much better, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be great?
Dude, I'm with you. Like the more violent, the better. At this point, like let's do it. And is it wrong that I could totally see you doing this shit?
Oh yeah, dude. I used to in
the way you fight. Oh my God, I can't even imagine.
Well, when I was in the Army, I did the Army fight, the Army boxing. And I did not do well. I will tell the honest to God truth. I entered a tournament. I thought I was a badass. I won my first fight pretty easily, actually. I knocked a guy. I didn't knock him out, but he just didn't continue midway through a second round because I just beat him to death nearly. And then my next fight, again, it was like one of them smoker tournament things. Next fight, 30 minutes later, I ran into a guy that was some kind of semi-pro or something. And I got in. I started fighting a little bit. I tagged him a couple times, like boom, boom, boom. Hit him a couple times, like fuck yeah, I'm getting this motherfucker. Wop, 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 wop. And I was on the ground, and I was like, "What the fuck had just happened?" and I got up, and I was really woozy. And this guy came up, and I'm sure it wasn't like this, but in my face, in my brain, it was like this. It was like the Bionic Man. It was like whop, 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 boom, and he hit me, and I just was like, "Fuck," and I just laid down, man.
So basically, you ran into somebody who knew what he was doing.
Yes.
He let you get a few in to see what, and he realized this guy don't know what the fuck he's doing.
And that's probably what it was.
Annihilated you.
he was sizing me up a little bit, and then
right.
And then he just fucking kicked my ass out,
That's awesome.
But I've done that, and I've done a couple Cleveland Smokers, and I've won a few. I remember when they used to have the old Cleveland Smokers, when you could just sign up and they would just call your number. You would just sign up at the convention center or whatever, and they would be like, number 31, number 12, and you just come up and fucking fight. And I did a few. I mean, I like to fight. I used to. I think I'm too old for it now, but I don't.
Too old for it, please.
The things that make you good at it, I don't think I can do anymore. I don't think I have the. I don't have the drive for it. I still think I could take a punch. I'm sure I could still get punched in the face and just laugh it off, because that never bothered me.
If we were out and someone fucked with somebody and a fight started, you would still murder somebody. Mm-hmm. You might fall over and shit because of all your injuries and everything, but you would you'd be like, get me up. We'd be lifting you up so you could go fucking run somebody down.
When I snap, and you've seen that.
Oh,
you've seen it
dude.
numerous times, but
hell yeah.
The most recent was at the Slayer show when the guy fucking went back to hit Stephanie.
Yep.
And I damn near fucking knocked him dead. The cop that was pulling him out, everything.
Right.
I went after it. I didn't give a fuck.
I always remember be hollering at the police. Everybody, get that guy out of here. He's gonna kill him. Get that the other guy. Tell him to get that guy out of. Like he's gonna kill him. Get that fucking guy out of here. He will kill him.
All I really remember is when I was trying to calm down, and then Stephanie said, "I grabbed your hair and you dragged me anyway."
Yeah.
She grabbed me by the hair and I still dragged her down the fucking steps while I was punching that guy in the face.
Yep. Yep. See, when
was that? That was what, like 6 years ago?
Might be even more at this point.
It
but
more
yeah,
at
it was
this
around,
point?
yeah. This freeze frame is exactly what goes on in your head as soon as a fight happens. That's your brain, like, let's go.
Well, the hardest part, and anybody that's ever been in more than one or two fights knows this. The hardest part after a fight, which I don't know how these guys do it, is coming off it. Man, it takes me 30, 40 minutes to shake off the rage. I mean, I'm mad, and then I can't just be like, okay, well, let's get back to the fucking concert.
Right.
I can't do it. I'm seeing red for an hour before I'm just like, all right, I'm good now.
Right. Well, it's probably like we talk about stage juice.
Yeah.
Like, you can't go to sleep immediately after doing the CMS. Like, and for me, like after doing a show, like, with the band, like I can't, like, I'm just like so fucking amped up. Like, yeah, and the fighting thing is probably the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. You've got all that adrenaline coursing through, especially getting hit and everything, and your body is trying to, immediately like, heal up and all that kind of shit. Like, it's got to be a bitch.
Yeah. I never minded getting hit too bad. I really didn't. I mean, the only time I ever mind is if I ever got hit by something. But a fist, that didn't. The probably the worst fight I ever got in was in Korea. I ended up banging this one guy's girlfriend, and he got wind of it, and he came at me in a bar, and I didn't know he got wind of it. So he came up, he's like, "Hey, what's up?" And I was like, "Hey, come on up." And boom! This motherfucker hit me square in between the eyes, and he had a roll of quarters in his hand. Knocked me the fuck, like, laid me out. Like, because I got hit in the head with the quarters.
Right.
And he was standing over me. He's like, "You better never fucking talk to Denise again, you mother." And I was like, "Fuck. Okay, whatever." And then I did. I was like,
I was gonna say, yeah,
didn't stop me, but for that minute, no, I ended up dating that Denise girl for like 2 or 3 months.
Right.
But whatever. All right, let's watch a couple more of these fights, and then we'll get back to wrestling.
Yes.
The victory for David Round in round number 3.
Yeah.
Right now is the range that Caleb Harris wants on the outside.
Oh!
David never left out. Back shots from Caleb Harris. Right hand again.
Jesus.
Man, Harris is looking fantastic.
Why wouldn't you watch this?
Holy fuck.
Now you can watch Deshaun Watson or this.
Right. And dude, and this stuff is like regulated. The other stuff we were watching, like you said, was like, it's like fucking the ring. It's like in someone's garage with like fucking hay bales as a ring.
No.
That's yes, we have. Are you kidding me?
We've watched some of that, but this. I like this. I like the more regulated stuff. I like this, and I like the BYB.
No, wait a minute. How do you like the more regulated shit? We just got through talking about you like more
as opposed to two guys fighting in the fucking back of a barn.
The hell's wrong with that? They don't even tape their hands.
They don't have good camera work.
Fuck that. It's basically like two dudes got fucking ass face hammered and got into a fight at a party. It's fucking awesome.
Let me see if I can find some BYB ones. Is this BYB? No. Oh, there's the hay bales. There you go.
See, there it is.
Oh! God damn.
I told you. It's so good. Their fucking knuckles are barely taped. It's just fucking idiots in someone's fucking garage. Look at this shit. And they try to put like branding on the hay bales.
Yeah, on the hay bales.
Exactly.
Hey, come to Pinball PA. It's like $30 for a fucking sponsorship to this.
Right? It's their buddies like fucking lawn mowing business. That's the sponsor.
That's right.
Yeah, BYB Barnyard Bales.
Barnyard Bales. One more, and then we'll get back to wrestling because I got some more wrestling stuff.
Sure. Love it. This shit.
Just fucking murderous.
Look at this ring. It's just rope for ropes.
Borrow these ropes from a boat or something. Jesus Christ, are you kidding?
Dude, you have to get these guys on Chris Aker Presents or something. Find one of these guys. Like, what do you get paid for this?
Oh, dude, we had a UFC guy, and he said he made nothing on the Seth show.
That's what I want to know. Like these guys are like, here's $25 or something. It's like old.
It can't
school,
be
like,
much.
Indie wrestling.
I mean, look, this one is sponsored by the Gramda Fight Club. I mean, what the fuck is the Gramda Fight Club? Right. I'm not smashing on it. I'm sure it's a fine organization, but
oh my!
What do you think they paid to have their name on this thing? $30?
Well, I mean, and that's after they paid $75 to have that logo made.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, right. All right, let's see what these guys do. Yeah.
Jak w rundzie ćwierćfinałowej robi to samo.
Kolejny prawy, za chwilę będzie koniec walki nogą. No, błyskawiczny, niesamowity jest, proszę państwa.
Po raz drugi, ależ energia w tych ciosach, dynamika.
Oh my God.
Now, why wouldn't you watch this?
This is amazing.
It's the best.
Holy shit, man.
All right, one more. Boink! It's better than Dustin Hopkins.
Right? How is that not number one? By the way, look at this. It's top 50 most brutal knockouts, and this thing is only 12 and a half minutes long.
Yeah, because each one is like 3 seconds.
Dude, that guy got fucking tagged, and then he crumples, and the guy kicks him in the face.
Kicks him in the head anyway.
Oh my God.
Проблемы с дыханием.
Аплодисменты бойцам! Я не слышу вас!
That's the worst. It's like these last couple, like, dude, the guy gets hit, and then he's coming back forward and goes and leans right into a second one.
Right into a second shot.
My God. That shit is. I know what I'm watching when we go off the air.
Fuck yeah.
Holy crap, man. Whew.
All right. Let's get out of this because otherwise we're just going to do this for an hour and a half.
I know.
And I will because I love it. But
I will too, man.
All right. So let's swing back to the wrestling for a minute. So one of the exciting news stories in wrestling, other than this ridiculous pricing for the WrestleMania, was that they were putting out this documentary on Netflix, Mr. McMahon. And as a wrestling fan, and especially knowing all the shit that's going on with Vince these days, I was actually excited to see this. Yep. I thought it was going to be good. I thought we were going to learn a whole bunch of stuff. I committed to 6 hours to watching the whole goddamn thing.
I did too.
And for me, it was a load of shit that I already knew.
Yep.
I don't think there was 2 things out of the whole thing that I did not know.
There was some behind the scenes shit that I wasn't aware of, but not much at all. And I mean, it was definitely like, I mean, dude, I feel like even Netflix like glossed over a bunch of shit. Like they could have, they've done a smear job on so many different things through the documentaries that they put out. And this was just absolutely pussified.
It was.
It was, you know, I mean, but they kind of set it up right at the beginning when, you know, the first thing Vince says, they're like, oh, tell us stories. Oh, I can't tell you the stories. I'll give you just enough to make it interesting. So you knew right off the bat, there's not going to be anything in there, you know? I mean, even they get to Jimmy Snuka thing. Oh, supposedly he beat a woman.
Yeah, they glossed right over that.
It's like
your
a
biggest
sentence
star
and a half.
killed somebody.
Yeah, he beat a chick to death. Like, and you devote like a fucking 30 seconds to that. Like, if you're gonna do this Mr. McMahon thing, like, what is the point of this? That's my takeaway, dude. I have two takeaways. Number one, why the fuck would you do this if you're not going to expose things?
Right.
And number two, Bruce Pritchard,
At the end?
Yeah, dude, like, obviously, am I getting his name right? What's Dr. Love or what's his Brother Love?
Brother Love.
Yeah. So Bruce Pritchard, dude, that guy obviously knows where all the fucking bodies are buried, and he's getting paid so much fucking money.
Right.
Like, that's the thing. Like, and those are my two takeaways. All the rest of it, like you said, like we already know this crap. I mean, it's
there was nothing, and not for nothing, but I don't need to hear, as a wrestling fan, stop with the Montreal screw job. We've all heard it a million times. They have their own documentaries about it. So does A&E. It doesn't need to be in the Netflix thing.
Well, now, I do have to mention this. Did you notice that the story changed regarding the Montreal screw job?
In what way?
Did you notice? In this, because the story that we had always heard was that Brett went to take a shower, and Vince was and Brett told him, "What if you're here when I get out of the shower? I'm gonna knock you the fuck out." And Vince was standing there, and so he roundhoused him.
Yeah.
Well, now in this, it was no, we tied up like it was a wrestling match, and then I uppercutted him and knocked him out. Like, okay, so I mean, even that, like, the story all of a sudden changes. Like, it's I mean, it's just not. Nothing's consistent, and it's obviously, like you said, things are glossed over, and
really, who gave a shit? I mean, I liked the way that they were trying to fuse it together to say, and that launched the Attitude Era, and this launched Ruthless Aggression, and blah blah. Okay, but the casual fan, which is who I think this thing was for, I honestly think this was some sort of softcore way of introducing wrestling to Netflix, which will be on Netflix starting in January. Raw or SmackDown, whichever one, is going to be on Netflix. I think that's what it was just some softball way to introduce casuals to it, but I don't know. I was very disappointed. I'm telling everybody that if you know anything about wrestling, don't bother.
Yes. Yep.
Because it's 6 hours that you won't get back. They glossed over Chris Benoit. I would have liked to known some of the Chris Benoit stuff. I would have liked to have known some of the Bret Hart or the Owen Hart stuff.
Yep.
They glossed over that with just the same old bullshit that we get all the time.
Now, I will say this: the one thing they did with Owen Hart, like, and you may have seen this, but I had not, because I've read a whole ton of shit about that whole situation, and they said, "Oh, we're wrestling right next to Owen Hart's blood in the ring." I'd never seen footage of that, but they show a couple very gratuitous shots of the guys standing there waiting to be tagged into a match, and there's huge smear of blood right there,
right?
And it's like, yeah, my God, but that one right there, I mean, honestly, that was kind of worth it, because you see him going like, "Oh, well, the show, it's entertainment. The show has to go on." Like, he didn't even when he has a chance to get out of that.
Yeah.
He doesn't even take the out there. It's like, no, the show doesn't go on, dude. This fucking guy died.
Yeah. Died in front of a crowd of 20,000
Yeah.
people.
But what he says is, well, thank God we were in a blackout. Like, if we weren't on a blackout, so if the
that makes it better.
Exactly. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, and he talks about business, and it's like, fuck that. Like,
that's fuck the business.
Yeah, and he the whole
but we already knew that. We already knew that he made a shitty decision and carried on the show.
Yep.
And the only thing that was fresh to me was, because I guess I just didn't get it at the time, was Jeff Jarrett going, "Oh my God, Owen, we're here for you, brother. We hope you're okay, whatever."
Oh yeah.
And you're not getting these puppies, and then he snaps right into character, and I was like, ugh.
Dude,
how shitty is that?
Did you notice Deborah over his shoulder, like, not even getting into character? She was like sitting there trying to not cry. She's like crying as he goes into the promo.
But it was so dumb to him going, "Oh my God, Owen, our hearts are with you and we hope everything's okay. And Rock, you're not getting those titties. You're not." I was like, Jesus, dude.
Got to make that paycheck. I mean, he didn't really have an option when you think about it.
No, he didn't. But he could have just ignored the Owen Hart bit
Yeah.
and done his
Well,
promo.
Well, but I mean, that guy was like, he and
was
Owen
a
Hart
boy,
were like
yeah, I
super
mean,
close. They were
close.
really, really close.
Which
So-
means, in that sense, maybe you don't do the promo or the match.
Well, but I mean, we learned like Vince would have fucking,
Yeah,
fined
fired
him or canned him or fight. I mean,
Yeah.
dude, like, I mean, I get it. Like, Vince says it's a smear job, and we always knew Vince was a piece of shit. But say what you want. I mean, the guy is a piece of shit. They go into the family thing about Stephanie and Shane and all this crap, and it's like, I mean, the Shane McMahon stuff is the thing that kind of really hammered it home to me, because you can say all you want about oh, it's a smear job on me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is not how it happened. But when they show all the Shane shit, we saw it live on pay-per-view. The dude is getting smashed through glass. He's jumping off a 20-foot fucking steel cage. Would you let your kid do that? Like, I wouldn't. I'd be like, get the fuck out of there. Like, we pay these other guys to do that. You're not doing this shit. But Vince didn't care because it's business. Like, the guy is, he's a piece of shit. And
He is
again,
a piece of shit. But
we know it, but it's just this proves it. And when he says it's a smear job, it's like, no, it's just, but what you're doing is reinforcing what we already know.
I would have rather seen 2 hours on the Janelle Grant stuff and a whole lot less on anything before it.
Yes, dude, and they didn't even mention it.
Barely touched it.
Yeah,
They just were like, "Oh, he said some mean things, and there were some mean tweets."
yeah. In 2024, Vince got in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah. So, and he refused to do interviews. So that's it.
Yep.
Thanks for
Yeah.
watching.
And then the one sentence about the other person mentioned was Brock Lesnar. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
thanks.
yeah,
Sure,
so,
Brock
yeah.
was thrilled about that.
Yeah. And to your point, dude, like basically what this was a history of WWE with a sprinkle of Vince McMahon's a piece of shit.
Pretty
so
much, yeah.
why are we you nailed it. It's for the average fan. Like, so who the fuck cares? Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think both of our recommendation is, if you know anything about wrestling, don't bother.
I would still watch it just because it's cool to see some of that
It's
old
a
stuff.
lot of hours, though, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I still like watching it because it's old school wrestling. And even if, you know what, dude, but I'm one of those nerds. I mean, you know this, I'm a huge behind the scenes guy. And if like you said, you got 2 new pieces of information for me, that's worth it. I'm like, oh, I know some more shit. Like, I like that.
Right.
So for me, I would watch it for that. But I understand why you would not recommend
Yeah, I'm
it.
just kind of like, I'd like to have those 6 hours back. I could have watched
Yeah.
something else. But I do know this, though. When we talk about wrestling, and specifically me and you, there's one topic we always fight about.
Yes.
That is, who is the
Let's go.
hottest chick?
Let's go.
I've come with props, ready to
Okay.
go.
It's going to be
So,
biased. This is going to
we
be some Donald
love-
Trump shit.
I gave other options too, and I've got options.
Okay.
So I want the chat room participation in this as well.
I'm going to lose on this. I am almost positive I will lose, but I don't fucking care.
That's fine. Me and you, are absolutely in lust with female wrestlers. Is that fair?
You
I
are
am.
more than me.
I am definitely female, because they're hot, they're in shape, but they're not so in shape that they're gross. They're just fitness perfect. So what I've done is I gathered up 8, what I think are the top 8. And this could vary. Obviously, everybody's choices are a little different.
God, we're about to get super misogynistic here.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're going to totally go to where we're not supposed to go. But it's the Classic Metal Show. That's what we do here. So let's bring up, we will start with number 8,
Okay.
Tori Wilson.
Total bitch.
I don't care if she's a bitch.
I met her. I met her and Stacy Keibler, and they were cunts.
She's hot, though.
Very, very hot.
She's definitely smoking hot.
Right.
And again, this is a hotness poll, not a bitch poll.
Okay.
Okay,
Look
so
look at the chat. Studley hung with Mae Young.
Mae Young and Nicole Bass.
There we go. Where's the fabulous Moolah?
She should be in there as well.
But yes,
And,
Tori Wilson.
What was the other one? Bull Nakano.
How about Sapphire?
Sapphire. Well, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, she was. Oh my God.
Where'd you meet her?
So we were walking into. I was with Angie at the time, my ex fiance, and it was she and I and AJ, and we were walking through Tower City to get to Gund Arena, and it was one of the big. I think it was Survivor Series I think it was Survivor Series.
Okay.
And we were walking past like one of the those photo booths where you get like a strip of photos that come out, and we're walking past this photo booth, and it was Tori Wilson and Stacy Keibler, and they just stood up and got out of the photo booth.
Okay.
And my ex goes, "Hey, good luck tonight." And Stacy Keibler looks at her and goes, "We're not wrestling tonight." And Tori Wilson just kept walking like no one was even there, like no one spoke. And I was like, and I literally went, "What a couple of cunts!" Like I said it out loud. I was like. And I got this dirty ass look over their shoulder, but I'm like, "Fuck you!" Like, geez, it wasn't even me or my brother like drooling over them. It was like, my ex just going, "Hey, good luck tonight," and so fuck them.
Anyway. All right, well then she's off of your list. I still think she's very hot.
Oh, she's very, very hot. Not gonna deny it.
All right, let's go to number 7. Stacy Keibler.
There's number 2 on the list.
There's the other one. Stacy Keibler, number 7. Again, smoking fucking hot.
All right. I would take others ahead of her.
All right. Well, we have others ahead of her, definitely. That's why she's number 7.
Okay.
Number 6. Sable.
Yeah. If you're Brock Lesnar, why are you peeing on some office chick when you
office
go home
whore.
to Sable? Yeah,
I guess because you're tired of fucking Sable, but
how? Look, what's the old saying? Like another man's treasures, another man's something like that. Like in the treasure.
No matter how hot she is, there's someone tired of fucking her.
Yeah,
there's all those sayings, but
yeah, it's Sable.
The funny thing with Sable is the story of how she was married to Mark Miro.
Yep.
And Brock Lesnar just like, "She's mine now," and he's like, "Okay."
Yep. well, how about in the documentary, she sues WWE, wins like a couple $1 million, and then they rehire her.
Well, not only that, she sues them for misogyny.
Yep.
They hire her back, and then they show a bit of her talking about the misogyny while she's trying to suck Vince's cock.
That is, I mean, dude, you give her credit for being absolutely brilliant for that.
Yeah, she made her money, no doubt about that.
She made her money and then collected another paycheck off the people that paid her millions.
Yeah, I mean, that's funny. But so I have her at number 6?
Yes.
Number 5.
Kelly. Yeah.
She's a good-looking piece of ass too. Jesus Christ.
God, I feel it's so gross doing this.
I don't. I feel like pulling my dick out and starting to beat it.
Well, it's a live show. Go for it, bro.
Yeah. So number 5, Kelly. She's a stunner as well.
I would have put if we're going to do this, I would have put Stacy Keibler at number 8. I just wanted to say that.
Number 4.
5.
No, we're up to 4.
Oh no, 4. Okay.
Alexa Bliss.
Wow, you have her down this low. I thought she was like.
Well, she's my number 2.
Okay.
But I'm just looking at all the pictures. I love me some Alexa Bliss. She is everything that I look for. 1, she's an Ohio girl. I like that.
True. Yep.
The great tit job. Her surgeon did wonders for her. She's a little girl. She's like 5'1", which I'm into that.
She is short. Yep.
Perfect. Fake blonde. Great ass. Oh my God. Maybe I need to reshuffle.
I was gonna say, are you sure you don't have your fucking dick in your hand under that table over there?
What's that webbing in my fingers? What is that? All right, number 3.
See, that's not the best picture of her, but that's number 1.
That's a goddamn good picture of her, though.
Oh, there's better ones, but
I know there's better ones, but
And I don't care what my wife says, dude. Like, I think my wife kind of looks like Lita. She's got like the eye. It's probably in the eyes, I think. But also, Lita is like a hard rock, heavy metal type chick, and that's what Steph is. And it's like, and you know what? Can I just say,
Go ahead.
Steph always gets annoyed when I say that. Like, oh, you look like. Oh, what? You want me to be like Lita? I'm like, but I'm telling you, like that the diva that I think is hottest. You look like her. How is that a bad thing?
That's
like,
not a bad thing.
I'm like, I'm giving you a compliment. Like, you know?
Yeah, Lita's hot. I have no questions about that. She does sort of look like Steph. I think she's got a little more of a square face where Steph's got more of a round face. But
completely agree. I'm telling you, it's by far Lita's my number one.
All right, number 2.
I know what your number one is. I can't wait to see what number 2 is. Wait a minute.
Trish Stratus, number 2.
Oh, dude, don't even tell me what. Do I even want to know what your number 1 is? If this is going to be that goth chick, please don't tell me it's Paige.
Should it be Paige? I don't know. I'm just.
How is Trish your number 2? This is our argument. You led into this thing. We always argue, and our argument is Trish or Lita.
I know, but there's one. There's one above.
Oh God, is this? Oh, Mandy Rose.
Mandy Rose is a good one too.
Let me think. Who? God, it's someone recent because you don't like go nuts over anybody else but Trish from back in the day. It's not.
I'll let you guess.
And I don't know a lot of the modern chicks.
It's an older one. Yeah, good one. Good one, Scooby. He got me. It's Awesome Kong.
Yes,
he got me.
Oh my God. Let's see. Studley Hungwell, Jacqueline.
I didn't have a problem with Jacqueline. I wouldn't put her on this list, but there's others. There's Terry Runnels.
Oh, dude, yeah. I think she was like the first when you were because she was like the first one when like Sunny was like quote unquote the first diva.
Yeah.
But she actually looked kind of like like an everyday woman like you would see walking around. But I think Terry Runnels was Marlena was her character, right?
Yeah.
I think she was the first one that like totally looked like a porn star. And you're like, oh shit, look at that.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then she did the thing with the string, like the true string.
Yes.
Thong thing when they had the naked off or whatever they called that, where they all just took their clothes off.
Yep. All right. So number 1, am I going to know who this is?
Oh, you'll definitely know.
Who the hell am I missing? Oh, China. It's
China. It's a guy.
Oh. God, I can't. I'm gonna kick myself. And all right, go for it. I got nothing.
It's an easy one. Of course, it's Mae Young.
All right, so Trish is your number 1. There we go.
Trish would be my number 1.
Is Lita actually your number 2 though?
She would be in a tie, as with my number 2. And honestly, I had one that I had my probably would beat out Lita. Didn't make this list because most people wouldn't know her, which was Caitlyn. Do you know Caitlyn?
I don't.
Let me look her up real quick. Okay. Caitlyn, WWE. She was so goddamn fucking hot. But I didn't add her to the list because nobody really remembers Caitlyn. She was only there for a minute, and the rumor is that Triple H was fucking her when while he was married to Steph.
You know what? There's something we didn't get in the Vince documentary. Was Macho Man fucking Stephanie McMahon?
Well, of course they dodged that like a bullet in a Philadelphia fucking schoolroom.
Jesus Christ! God damn! So we're doing misogyny and now we're making school shooting jokes. All right.
There's Caitlyn.
God, she doesn't even look familiar to me.
She was not that big. But man, what a fucking body on that broad. And there's some really good fappening videos of her. Of her just fucking being naked and stuffing dildos in her pussy and shit. I mean, there's some good fappening of her.
Oh my, I don't even know what the fappening is.
That's the code word for jerking off.
What?
You don't know fappening?
No,
fapping. People when they say that's the street slang for jerking off is fap.
What? Because it's so difficult to say jerking off.
Yeah.
By the way, I will say. Speaking of, okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Super quick. So my favorite
First
ever.
of all, is she hot?
Oh, very much so.
I mean,
But-
she's up there.
Yes.
That's a good point,
Yes.
Scooby. Maurice.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
She
Maurice.
belongs up in there too, yeah.
Dude, my favorite jerking off term is paddling ham, and I got it from the CMS. And when I make that reference around my friends, they've never heard it. They fucking piss themselves laughing. So all credit to the real Jeff Tate for the paddling ham reference, because that is like the best ever.
If you
What
ever
about-
want to find naked celebrities or porn sex tapes or whatever, you type in their name and the word fappening behind it. And
I never knew that was a
there's
thing.
tons of them. There's the fappening.com, there's fappening.blog, there's all kinds of fappening sites out there. Look, as a professional porn surfer,
I was gonna say, like, I don't know that shit. Like you do, but I do not.
of course I do. You think I don't fucking jerk off to porn daily? Of course I do.
You were just doing it under the table as we speak.
Yeah. No, I'll do it later though. I'll tell you that now. I got the iPad charging.
So what about like Mickey James? Like she does. I thought
She would be in the top 15 or so. She's really hot too. I don't like Mickey James's face, especially, and I hate the cowboy thing. And she's always kind of rolled with the cowboy thing, which is not my thing. You know, I don't like that. Yeehaw! I'm riding a bull.
What about like when they did the diva search? Like Ashley Massaro, the one unfortunately that killed herself, but like I thought she was
Hotter now.
Jesus Christ! God damn, what's going to this
Or
segment
colder
is like,
now, as the case may be.
Oh my God! Jeez, oh man! Wow.
I know everybody's not getting these jokes, but they're damn funny.
I'm sure a lot of them are, man. This is your chat room. Look at dudes, bro. The spank bank is fully charged.
Damn right.
Full level.
Damn right.
I'm trying to think like who like. Oh, okay. So as long as we're gonna discuss this,
Yeah.
where on the list would you put Miss Elizabeth?
Not even in the top 30.
Back in the day, did you think Miss
Well,
Elizabeth?
back in the day, of course, but there was,
Okay.
I mean, who were you comparing to? Bull Nakano and fucking
Scary Sherry.
Wendy Richter.
Yeah.
I mean, who were you comparing? Miss Elizabeth was the hottest of them. And she remained the hottest until Sonny came along. And then when Sonny came along, then you were done with her, and then you wanted to see, you know,
Marlena and then Sable.
Marlena, or even if you were a WW, like if you were WCW one, you wanted to see Kimberly Page or
Gorgeous George.
even Woman was kind of hot, even though she had a weird face. She had a pretty rocking body.
I'm gonna step back from that
Again,
'cause
we're
you're-
not allowed to talk
I was
about her,
gonna
right?
say- I
Because
was
she's
gonna say
dead.
you're gonna- I was gonna say you're gonna go somewhere with that.
What, because she got choked out, I can't say that she was hot. Sure, she choked on his dick before she choked on that barbell.
God damn it! Why did I even mention it?
You know it's true. You think? Do you really think that she didn't suck Chris Benoit's dick 100 times?
Well, dude, they were married, of course.
Before she took a 25-pounder to the head.
I wonder, like, I'm not even. Never mind. I'm not even going there. I'm not even gonna.
See, choke and poke.
I'm telling you, dude. Like,
All right, Johnny, you just stop it.
adorable hatred. Nice.
You know who we haven't mentioned in this? Stephanie McMahon.
Dude, the only thing I think that drops her down, like have you noticed, like, she just, her face gets angrier and angrier the older she gets.
Yeah, she does have angry bitch face. There's no doubt about that.
It's just, and when she smiles, it's like, she looks
got
like
surgery.
a hawk.
When she got her tits done, she got her nose done too, and it changed her.
Yeah.
When she was younger, though, when she was younger and she first got her tits done, she was fucking right on. She really was. So I'll tell you another one that always landed in the spank bank that wouldn't probably make the top 20 now. Major Guns.
Oh yeah.
Remember Major Guns? She was pretty fucking hot too.
I'll give you that.
But now, if you compare, she looks a little clowny with those big fucking pontoon balloons.
Pontoon balloons. Dude, see, everything we're talking, like, seriously, Lita will always be untouchable for me.
Lita's above all of those. To me, the only ones that Lita seriously is not above is Caitlyn and Trish. And the ironic thing is both Trish and Lita still look pretty fucking good now.
Yeah.
And that's 20 years later.
And dude, it was like I think part of and I'll give you Trish. Like if there was like,
thanks.
I can't argue with that. Yeah.
I'll take.
We would never argue if they walked up like, we're both gonna we're one of us is gonna do one of you.
Yeah.
And if you were like, I'll take Trish, I'd be like, sweet, then I got Lita.
Yeah, there would be no. Of course, then they'd both be screaming rape, but that's a whole nother issue.
Jesus Christ.
They wouldn't want nothing to do with us. Yeah. But
no, I know that, like, dude, like, just Lita was like cool. Like I said, she's like a heavy metal chick. Like, dude, she just was like I said, she was just cool. Like, she was hot and everything. But that's what I liked about her, was like, for me, she was relatable. And it was like, you felt like you could run into her at a fucking heavy metal show and be like, dude, let's go grab a beer. You know what I mean? Like, and then of course for me, later on, I find out she's a huge animal advocate. So she's all about like pets and shit like that. So, that just bumped her up like completely untouchable level for that. So, God, what are you doing now?
that's really good, man. That's really good.
So paddling ham?
I could see me jerking it tonight to Caitlyn. But
even the one eye is much more open than the other?
I don't give a shit. It's because I squirted in it. In my fantasy.
I have been friends with you for like, what, fucking 30 years.
Yeah.
And I've told so many people, like, don't set shit up for Akin. He will not get, and I still do it myself without even realizing it. The fuck is wrong with me?
I always crack up when you say to Stephanie, don't put bullets in his gun.
Yeah, well, that's true, right?
People don't realize this is me all the time. It isn't just on the show.
Yes.
This is me always being an asshole.
I have had people try and tell me that, like, that don't know that you and I are actually close, like in real life. I've had people tell me, like, dude, it's just a character. You act like this fucking. It's just a character. I'm like, no, fucker. Look, why would we say we hang out outside of this if we weren't telling the truth? Like, what? I'm gonna make this shit up? Like,
this is.
And they're like, no, he's a character. Like, no, it's not. He's not a character, dude. That's Akin.
That's me, and I've built my life around it. That's why I don't work a corporate job. That's why I don't do. I'm incapable of doing the things that this personality will not let me do.
If you had a corporate job, you couldn't.
I'd
just
be fired.
Have ranked the 8 hottest divas.
Dude,
and shit.
I had corporate jobs, and that was way before we got stupid sensitive about everything.
Right.
And I could never hold on to them. I got fired from every goddamn job after 2 or 3 years because they couldn't deal with me anymore. They would just be like, oh, you can't say that to this person. You can't say that, or you can't. And for me, the bigger one was telling bosses to go fuck themselves. I used to do that all the time. They'd be treating me like disrespectful. I'd be like, go fuck yourself. Get out of my fucking face. All right, you're fired. Okay.
See ya.
Yeah.
I'm going to go paddle ham to Caitlyn. I'm going home.
I wouldn't mind that. All right, let's take a break. I think we've beaten this topic and meat to death.
Yeah, what are you actually going to go grab a drink, or are you going to go actually,
No, I'll probably grab a drink. I need another beer, and I got to go and process more video here. Why don't we Why don't we go with a band that me and you both like? So we will we'll take a break. We will come back. We'll do some more. For now, we will play a little live Pantera with some domination.
Let's go.
That? All right, so hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in 15 or so, and until then, we'll be playing some videos. For those of you on Rumble, wait 30 seconds and hit refresh. I saw a bunch of people that couldn't figure out how to do it. Wait 30 seconds and hit refresh, all right? So we'll be back in a bit, and until then, you are listening to
Chris Akin and Jon Drake on your classic metal show.
What's the most painful way to die? Shotgun blast? Speeding bus? Drowning? But for many, burning alive is the most unimaginable fate. In 1994, Chris survived an industrial accident that left him with burns over 69% of his body. Just living defied all odds. In Call Me Chris, Chris Akin shares his harrowing journey of survival, recovery, and the brutal honesty of facing life after the flames. It's raw, real, and a testament to human resilience. Get your copy of Call Me Chris today at chrisakin.net or on Amazon. Witness the power of determination.